Alright, and we're back. Let's have some good, clean fun. This is Unearthing the Sun. Damn, it looks awesome. I absolutely love these areas so much, man. I don't know, man. So this is the Scrapjack. He's kind of derpy and weird looking, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd be mad too if I couldn't see my own junk.
Also one of my favorite lines in the entire game. So, this is, like I said, right when Serious Sam 3 starts to actually become, you know, like Serious Sam. It's very fun. I actually like this area quite a bit. So, like I was saying earlier, Scrapjacks were initially going to be Mancubi, because this was originally a build for, like, Doom, basically. So, yeah, that's why they look very similar to Mancubi, which is understandable. I mean, there was technically a Mancubi-like enemy in Serious Sam. It was the, not Reptiloids. They're like the yellow bastard things in Second Encounter. They didn't really do much damage, but they were mainly just an annoying priority enemy that would fuck up your, like, sightline and stuff. They weren't too threatening. In this game, I'd say Scrapjacks are fairly threatening. They're not the scariest enemy in the entire game, but they are pretty important. You want to get rid of them pretty quickly. Oh boy. Got a conga line going here. Oof. Playing really sloppy, but then again, I also just started this session, so it's a whole different day. Just had lunch, so I'm ready to rock and or roll. I've got myself some tea as well next to me because I'm, you know, I'm an old person, so I drink tea. Not really, I'm just out of coffee. So, yeah, this level's pretty good. It kind of introduces you to the more refined mechanics of the game, I guess, where you really need to start paying attention to your environment. You need to start, like, actually, you know, pacing enemies out of certain areas to make them easier to kill. And, of course, you know, just taking care of kamikaze units ASAP, and like I said, it's not the most deep gameplay. It's not like Doom 4 or Doom 5, but it's definitely, you know, something or the other. And everyone, like I said, complains about the hit-scanning enemies. I really don't think they're too much of a big deal in this area. There's plenty of cover to break their lines of sight. They don't really move very quickly, so you can actually come back and forth between cover and get, like, lots of goodies. I am a little miffed, like I said, about the infinite ammo crates introduced in this game. And that's because I think it really doesn't make the player, like, feel tense or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like, when you have infinite ammo, essentially, it starts to really feel way less challenging. And I think it's a stylistic choice that was probably implemented later on. But, you know, in my opinion, I'd rather run out of ammo with a certain weapon and then just accidentally have to use something else for a while. I think that's more fair. So, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't bug me too much. I think this is the first level to introduce the keycard mechanic as well. I mean, we did see the keycard mechanic in the last level, but this one actually makes you have to search out hubs, and I quite enjoy that a lot, actually. It lets you have a little bit of a non-linear pace to your combat, so you can actually choose which ones you want to do. I think the next level is where we get introduced to Canoes, which, actually, I haven't even mentioned this yet. They were actually named after the god of Egyptian mythology, Canoe, who I think was the god of agriculture or something like that. I'm pretty certain on that. Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, there was at least the idea they were still kind of Egyptian themed, and I believe in Serious Sam Second Encounter they released a expansion, which I have mentioned at one point here, where the end boss of Jewel of the Nile, or sorry, Legend of the Beast, is a Canoe. It's just not very fun. I don't think that expansion was very much worth it. I actually got it on sale, I think for like $250 or something like that, and I'd say even then you're still overpaying. Like, it's not really worth it. Like, it's cool to have it for completion's sake, but in terms of actual gameplay, it's pretty bad. So you can actually strap C4 on top of a biomech, and you can actually kill them instantly with it. It's just incredibly dangerous. I don't really recommend it. I think there's actually an achievement for doing that too. I think it's the one that's called Blow Up a Biomech Major or something like that. Oh, there's the sandworm! I love those things, man. I really do. They're so charming. They're like a Dune reference, I'm pretty sure, but it's still pretty cool. I like the idea of like this big, scary monster in the fucking sand. It's just awesome. I know Star Wars, Academy had like a creature that was similar to that. Like it was in the first couple of levels in the game. You had to like go to a abandoned ship and there was like these sand whale sort of things. Not as cool because, you know, it just wasn't very fun. It's a cool level though, I liked it. Not my favorite. I might play that game later on down the line. I just don't think it's very good. So, you can also damage scrapjacks to the point where, oh yeah, we also pick up the Devastator in this level. Which, by the way, is an absolute treat to play with. It's just a fucking blast. I love it. So, anyways, one thing I can suggest is Devastator is really, really good against pretty much everything, but I generally use it on like Canoes, Scrapjacks, Biomechs, primarily Biomechs, because A, it's basically a hit scan weapon. I'll show it off here. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then no more Biomech, right? So it functions identically to how it functions in Serious Sam 4. Except in this game, it's a lot faster, so you can actually just chunk down dudes way quicker. I think the ammo count was increased too, but I could be wrong. I mean, a lot of the things in Fusion are slightly different than they are in vanilla Serious Sam 3. So, like I said, this is just the best weapon to take care of your heavy enemies. I think it's a lot better, because, I mean, yeah, the rocket launcher's great, but shit, dude, this doesn't have to wait on travel time. You don't have to worry about anything when you're doing it. You just pretty much chunk it out there and it nukes dudes. It's pretty good. I still remember people being like, oh, they named it after the Devastator from Duke Nukem, and I'm like, yeah, they could have, but, you know, Devastator is not exactly a wholly original word already. If they called it, like, the BFG, yeah, that's kind of probably creeping up in the areas like that, but as it stands, not a big deal. It takes 4. There we go. It does do slightly more damage than the rocket launcher, if I'm not mistaken, so that's pretty cool. Like, it's just a fantastic addition to the game. It basically functions as this game's sniper rifle as well. I know the sniper rifle is in the game, technically, but this just pretty much makes it, you know, it supplements. I like it a lot. It's fun. I haven't even done this in the last level. You can actually jump on top of these little holes on the, like, pillars here. I think they actually have a secret somewhere in one of those as well. So, oh, just look at this shit. It's so pretty. It's awesome, man. When this game first came out, this was, like, brand new. It was so cool looking, man. I love Serious Sam 3, like I say, but, I mean, oh, I wanted to see the whale. I just want... Actually, let's see if they're in here. I'm pretty sure they are. No, no, no. What are they? Yes! Oh god, look at that shit. They're so cool. I'm gonna let this play while I take a drink. Yeah, they're just awesome looking. Look at them. They're so ugly and cool. Oh, it's awesome. I can't stand that they didn't have these in Serious Sam 4. I mean, the giant gunship was pretty cool, but I don't know. Those are just way cooler. I think this may be the level that introduces the Canoe. I could be incorrect, but pretty sure this one also adds the quote-unquote space monkey, which a lot of players hated. They're not a really big threat. They're more of an annoyance enemy, and I don't mind them. I don't think they're downright atrocious. I just think they're not that interesting. Boom. Oh, let's see. Why the hell is it? There's like a little... There we go. Shit, space monkey!
What the hell was that?
I love that. You also can't kill those. So, when they're scripted like that. You can... I also didn't demonstrate this in, what's it called? The first level that introduces this shotgunner enemy. You can't actually kill those, so... You know, everyone bitches about these sections here. I don't think they're that bad. They're just, gameplay-wise, they're kind of, like, necessary, I think. Because the player is doing so much shit that, like, it starts to become, like, you need to have a break, I think. And that's kind of like, Half-Life 2 and the driving sections and stuff, you know? I think that's pretty important to have something to balance out the gameplay. And as you can see, these things are incredibly weak. They don't really take much damage to go down. Go away. No one likes you. They're not really that dangerous. I think the only thing I can say is if you're trying to go for 100% kills, you can also, why does that not blow up? You'd think that would. Just gonna say. But, you could use pretty much anything on them. The assault rifle's probably a lot better. It's hit scan, so you can actually just chunk them down. But when they do hit you, you can see they light up your screen. So it's probably beneficial if you're going for 100% kills to, like, you know, just scope them out by doing that. I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes right here, that they're not that dangerous. I like this, like, cave setting a lot. I know it's not very visually interesting, but in terms of, like, actual Egyptian tombs and stuff, it's really cool to me. Which is something that I think that might have been an idea. Like, originally they probably wanted more levels to do with these, but they just didn't. Also, these enemies can only spawn in areas that have the pillars. If they don't have pillars, I don't think they're programmed to work properly. They have to have something to wrap around. That's also another reason why they're not very dangerous. They just don't do a whole lot. I did not know that was a secret. That is very, very not hard to notice. Oh, come on. There we go. So, yeah, these areas really aren't a big deal. I don't consider them very atrocious. I know lots of other players just absolutely hate these, but it doesn't bug me too much. I think it breaks up the gameplay. And it's... Look at that. It's less than like 5 minutes, so it's not really a huge deal. So... Alright. Oh, God, that's right. Devastator is on 7 in this game, right? Let me check. Yeah, it's on 7. I think in 4, Devastator was swapped over to 8. I'm just too lazy to change it myself, and I'm just gonna bitch about it. You know what I mean? I'm weird like that. I don't really care about, like, rebinding a key unless I absolutely have to. However, if a game doesn't have a shotgun key assigned to 3, it's probably wrong. Shotgun has been 3 on weapons since Doom, and that's... Oh man, why are these so iffy? Yeah, shotgun has been assigned to weapon key 3 since the dawn of time, and if you have it to anything else, you're just fucking crazy and weird. I don't know, man. That's just my opinion. You can have your own, but... 3 is the most comfortable to me. It always has been, always will be. So yeah, these things won't actually follow you. They'll only stay in these areas, so if you leave the area, they won't try to, like, harass you or anything. But like I said, if you want to go for 100% kills, they're pretty easy to kill. They only take, like, 2 bullets or something to kill. I think you can even use a pistol on them, too. Let's try that out. Where are you, you jumpy bastard? Well, I know there's more in here. So, yeah, like I said, I don't really care. Yeah, they only take 2 pistol shots to kill, so they're very weak. They're just mainly annoying. So, I'm surprised they didn't actually give them a melee kill, because I think that would be really cool. Like, you know, pick them up and, like, break their spine or something. I seriously don't know what's wrong with me as a person. That's just the first thing I'm like, oh, you know, pick them up, break their spine in half, throw them down. They don't look very strong, they just look really agile. So, anywho. So this area is... So at this point I'm going to switch over to the rifle, because this part is just loaded with hit scanners, and I do not want to have to deal with getting chunked out too much. In a situation like this, I'd rather use the assault rifle. This level is actually pretty damn solid in terms of, like, design. I don't think it's terrible. Oh, and also the Devastator actually pierces enemies, too, so if you ever are like, oh man, there's so many enemies and you don't have the cannon, obviously, yet, you can just switch over to the Devastator and it pierces through clear just as effective. So, yeah, that's a little hint and tip for you if you're really... Also, yeah, I haven't done this yet. You can actually melee kill clear. But it's, you can see what I mean, it's a little bit risky and I don't really like to do it. It doesn't negate their difficulty, but it definitely makes them, well, I don't know. You can also see they added these really cool new melee, or something, not melee, but these really cool climbing animations for the clear. I really quite like that. They did a lot of really neat animations and stuff with the new monsters and stuff. I like it. It's little stuff like that, but I mean, I like how they're incredibly agile because they're just bones. They wouldn't have any, like, issues climbing anything. It makes sense, too. Plus, their claws are sharp, so I can totally see it. I think in Serious Sam 4, you actually get to see a, graffiti with a one covered in hair that I'm pretty sure was probably stolen from some DeviantArt page, which is not even a surprise, honestly. That game was so rushed. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I still think it's nice. Because in lore, they're supposed to be like these creatures that had like their entire planet like glass, so their entire species was basically just nuked, and they have like no skin. So they basically just have their entire body. See, I'm thinking it's Serious Sam 4 and I can switch over to 7 and then just switch over to Sniper, but you can't do that in this game. So, kind of a bit of a bummer, but you know what? It'll have to do until we get there. I do like Serious Sam 4 in some aspects. I know I talk a lot of shit about it, but I think that shit talking is fair with that game. Specifically because it's really unpolished, and I think that's a big problem. Like, that game should have not left the development stage at all. It should have had, you know, pick that shit up, put it back in the oven. It's not done. You're gonna give somebody food poisoning, right? Well, maybe, but it's definitely not a fully polished game, in my opinion. They could have easily just, you know, left it alone for a few more days. I mean, even months. I don't think anyone was really worried about, like, oh, we need to get Serious Sam 4 right now. I actually remember when it was subtitled Planet Badass. I actually think that was a pretty cool trailer, but I was like, alright, this is a pre-rendered trailer. This is probably not finalized gameplay, so I don't trust it at all. And I think that's a fair place to be in, honestly, because if you ever think the trailer is going to be the final product, welcome to 2021. Well, actually, it's 2022 now, so welcome to 2022, where products are only finished when we feel like they're finished, and you pay money for the final product even though you've already paid money for it. So, yeah, not a huge fan, really. But I don't think Serious Sam 4 was a train wreck. I'd say it's definitely just very unpolished. You could even argue that Serious Sam 3 is unpolished. I think it also just sort of falls in that same line of, like, there never was a massive demand for, like, a Serious Sam game, so pretty much nobody and their mother outside of PC gaming knew what the hell it was. So, I mean, yeah, there was console versions, but they were just kind of iffy, and they weren't the exact same thing. They were more like on-rails shooter, kind of, I guess, so I don't know. I've seen stuff for them. There's a fantastic channel. It's not Riahoy. It's, oh, hell. I forgot the name, and my YouTube feed's probably so far back, I can't remember. But anyways, he does, like... Oh, Frame Limiter. There we go. Go look up Frame Limiter's videos on Serious Sam. They're fucking great. That guy puts so much awesome work in shit. Yeah, Frame Limiter, he has, like, an entire, like, 2-hour analysis on, Serious Sam 4, as well as 3. I think the 3 one's pretty short, but his one for Serious Sam 4 is great. It really does demonstrate a lot of the problems I was talking about, and it's... Oh, hell, that was not what I expected to be over there. Let's see if I can... I got something, that's for sure. I heard something explode. Oh, yeah. So, oh, that's a waste. What am I doing? So yeah, Frame Limiter, he does really, really great videos on the Serious Sam series. He also does the console versions. He also does just really good critique in general. I quite like him. So if you're ever like, how do you know all these weird things about Serious Sam? Well, most of it's just from, like, playing the games, and a lot of it's just from other people, like Frame Limiter. I think Riahoy also did a video on it. I think Leadhead may have done something, but I don't know, I like Leadhead's videos a lot. They're really good. His Half-Life series is fantastic. So, I've always quite liked their videos. Who else do I like to watch on the Serious Sam? Egypt, and then, like, my brain sank out. No, it's a different one entirely. I think it's called it's not Game Informer, it's Game something, Game Exchange or something like that. He does an incredible Tomb Raider series. Oh, there's the sandworm, look how fucking cool they are. Oh god. Can you tell I really like the sandworms? They're just, actually, what are they called again? Let me go back down here. Sand whale from Gamma Pegasi. Sorry, I know I got my names mixed up there. They're sandworms, man, that's all you need to know. So, you can see they actually made arachnoids a lot easier to see in this game. That's something I'm kind of okay with, because arachnoids in the other games were kind of low to the ground, and they actually were a little bit harder to see. I also like in Serious Sam 4, what's the name of him? He's the one you get to, like, have join you, and he's like, so, what are they called on your planet? So, traitors? And then he just goes, no, assholes! I fucking actually got a good laugh out of that when I watched it the first time. I was like, alright, that was a good line. That was a good joke. I actually smiled at it. Oh, Charlie, that's his name. They just call him Charlie. However, the subtitles fuck it up, and the subtitles call him Charlie anyways, so I was like, okay, this is ruined. I already knew his name before he said it because the game fucked up. So, cool. This is a really basic keycard puzzle. You don't really have to worry too much. Oh, I love this kind of design. Actually, really, really love it. So, we gotta wait for this thing to move over, so don't do what I did the very first time I played the game and just be like, okay, cool, what do I do? And then just run back out here. Don't do that. It's a really bad idea. Let's check and see the Devastator. Okay. I haven't even shown this, the melee stance. Just looks like Sam wants to grab some fat tits. I quite like that. Actually, I'll show off the bracelet here if I can. I'll do it on these clear. Okay. So you can click on an enemy and then you can wrangle them, and then it fills up a meter, and then they... Oh, can you break stuff? I didn't even know that. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, you can stun enemies to an extent, and you can rope-a-dope them together. Yeah, it's a mechanic that I don't think I ever use outside of this area. Like, I think the only time I ever use it is probably when you get your weapons taken away at the end, and that's about it. I didn't even mention this the last session. Yeah, the part in Serious Sam 4 where they take away your weapons is actual bullshit, because it's only one level before the fucking last level. It's really stupid, and it's dumb, because it doesn't make any sense, and that level itself isn't very interesting, and it's actually incredibly short, so it's just... I don't know, I think that entire boat, or sorry, it's like an oil tanker or something, that entire level could have been scrapped, and I don't think I would have given a shit, honestly. So, also, this key card is very important because it lets you unlock these doors, but I think there's a couple more, like, ammo caches you can open up along the way. So, this is this game's version of key cards. Sorry, not key cards, but these little collectibles are this game's version of key cards, I guess. So, I don't mind it too much. You do have to wait for it to actually let you pick it up, which is a bit silly in my opinion, but it's all good. I don't mind too much. So, it kind of reminds me a lot of Hexen, which I will do Hexen eventually, but Jesus, dude, Hexen takes so much memorization. I've played Hexen maybe... I think maybe 4 times, all the way through. I've played it through on Titan before. It's actually not too bad. I've played through with all the classes as well. I don't think Hexen's terrible. It's just really... It's hard to enjoy. I think that's the main problem I have. Also, there's these Egyptian tablets right here. They have this very... Oh, excuse me. Very specific, like, texture on them, so you'll know what they are. I think that in Serious Sam 3, not in Fusion, I'm pretty sure there's an achievement for finding all of those. However, in Fusion, the achievement is just simply find a artifact, or sorry, transcribe 1. So, there's that. You know, if you want to play the original Serious Sam 3, it's totally fine. No one's gonna be like, oh, you fucking idiot. But, I don't know, I personally just think that Serious Sam 3, without Fusion, is just kind of okay. I think the Fusion touch-ups are really nice. It also improves the engine. It just feels better, I guess. I don't know. I have played all those in their native form at one point or the other. I have played through Serious Sam HD without Fusion, and I can say it's okay. I have played original Serious Sam as well, so I have played all the versions. Oh, there's my beautiful Sam whale. Oh, they're like my waifu creature. Oh, that sounds horrible. Never mind. I don't... Oh, pretend I didn't say that. Ugh, that doesn't sound right at all. Monster Girl sandworms. Yum. So... Jesus Christ, can't see shit, there's so much dust! Okay. So anyways, yeah, I was gonna say that, you know, I've played all these games in their native versions, and I can safely say that Serious Sam 3 is just fine without Fusion. I don't think you're gonna miss anything if you don't use Fusion, but, you know, it's still really good. But Fusion is just much more convenient, in my opinion. At least in this current build. I mean, in the previous versions, oh boy, there was a lot of issues. Like the, I mean, there still is a lot of issues, but, oh man. There was that whole wearable shit where they just, like, rope-a-dope on top of you and you couldn't do anything. And it really, really fucking sucked. They were really dangerous in Serious Sam 1 and 2. So, that was a big pain in the ass. I don't think anybody was, a fan of that, honestly. I think I just killed one of the space monkey creatures. Didn't even mean to, but alright, I'll take it. I think they die with just one shotgun blast, too. Yeah, they just die with one. That's really sad. I think if these things had more HP and did actual damage to you, they'd be much more intimidating, but they don't. Also, people can complain that this game has reloading, but with the Devastator, I think having to reload it is actually pretty cool, because it would be incredibly broken if you didn't have to reload. And I mean, for the most part, certain games benefit from reloading more than others, and I personally don't mind the fact that you have to reload in this game at all. I think it's just totally okay. There's very little I can complain about in Serious Sam 3, except the ending level is pretty fucking intense. Like, oh man, you can get, like, just blasted doing that if you're not careful. I also love this. I like this aesthetic here. It looks really pretty. I also like how these two teleporter things all have different color schemes as well. Also, yeah, that's my favorite color of blue out there, if you're ever curious. Surprisingly, despite being a goth, my favorite color is actually midnight blue. Which, like I said, this is just so pretty. Look at this shit, it looks so cool. Oh, I'm so easily entertained by cool shit like this. I know it's not incredibly amazing and everything by today's standards, but you gotta remember, I grew up with, like, the PlayStation 1 and, like, the Sega Genesis. So seeing shit like this now is still very impressive on, like, a very, like, reptilian brain style. Like, oh, look pretty. I quite like it a lot. I love the color schemes here. They look very, very pretty. Serious Sam has always been a pretty good-looking game series in general. Whoa! Also, just look at this shit. It's pretty damn cool. I love it. I think my... Yeah, there we go. My mic's iffy. It's got, like, the input jack on it. It's really sensitive.
I'm glad you're happy, but there's a bar stool out there with my name on it. And if I'm not mistaken, we got one more of these things to get running.
Oh, right. Sorry. Okay, the other power generator is over in Luxor. Get that spun up, and you can head for the showers.
Copy that.
I want a Serious Sam shower simulator. I want that. Anyways, this level is pretty damn impressive, though. I still think it showcases everything that you need to know about this series and the gameplay in general, right? Because you're like, oh, cool. Like, this is how it is, and here's our first boss fight with a Canoe. Oh, you're a big one, ain't you? No, that's not what he says. So Canoes aren't really that dangerous. They may look really dangerous. Okay, they are pretty fucking dangerous in this game. They have two methods of attack. They have this kind of like bull rush, which you can just sort of do that and psych them out. Oh Jesus, I am way too close. Okay. And they also have a projectile as well. I think this should be enough. Pretty close. I think they can only take damage from explosives in this game. I don't think you can actually kill them with vanilla weapons. Little derpy looking, but it'll work. So, they are pretty much your priority enemy. They can just get you in a very dangerous position if you're not careful. They're designed to be the pressure unit in this game. Also, this is an issue in Fusion, I think, this little stone. I don't think it's supposed to do that. So, that was the Unearthing of the Sun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.